Yes, here we go. Another exciting interview. It's a first for my special guest, one of her first interviews she is doing. It's lovely to introduce Lara Johnson on my show. Welcome to my show here in England, UK, with me, Danny.
Hello, I'm happy to be here.
It's amazing to have you on. So, Lara Johnson, just introducing you on. How are you today, and where are you situated in the world at present?
I'm in the United States and Utah right now. Yeah,
Brilliant. And music in general, how long have you been performing music for?
so I've been training in dance and music and theater since I was 3. And when I was 16 years old, I recorded a song with a friend of mine who had written the song. And it went to #1 in Samoa, believe it or not. He was a Samoan guy. And yeah, it went to #1. It was called Special Kind of Love. And we just uploaded that. So you can listen to it everywhere you stream music. Special,
Brilliant.
yeah.
Special kind of love. I think that might be my set question, but we'll come to that in a moment. My next question is: you released an album called "Songs of Everlasting Joy" as well.
That's right. So I after I put out that Special Kind of Love song, that one came out, I was in school. I was a young girl, so I was still in school and I was still performing a lot. And I went to college and was studying music, dance, theater. And I wasn't exactly sure that I think I was more focused into just performing more than putting out material, recording anything. And then I got married and I started a family. So I have 4 children. And in that time, I continued to perform. But it was in 2010 that I actually wrote and produced an album that you mentioned, Songs of Everlasting Joy. And I did it in my 3 native tongues of English, Spanish, and Russian. And I just had the desire to put it out in those languages as well. And yeah, and so I did a lot of performing with that album and continued to raise my family. And I was thinking about writing a song for Christmas. I had this idea of a song for a long time. It was on my mind, and I would write down notes for lyrics and stuff, and you come back to it from time to time. And the idea was that I wanted to write a song about Santa Claus and the baby Jesus. So, because for Christmas time, you have your Christian songs and then you've got the Santa Claus songs, but I couldn't find a song that connected the two. And so like I said, I had this song in my mind. I was like, I really, really want to do this song sometime. So it was 2019, and I was asked to sing a song for a Christmas program. And I wanted to do Silent Night or Oh Holy Night. And I could not find an arrangement that I loved. And so I just kind of thought, well, maybe I'll do one. So in looking at both of those songs, I realized that melodically they were very similar. And it just kind of occurred to me that I could put it all together. And so I pieced the songs together, just the sections that spoke about Christ's birth. And the melodies went hand in hand, and I was thrilled with my arrangement. And I went into the studio to go record it. But the week that I was supposed to go into the studio to record it, I got laryngitis really, really bad. And I went to the ear, nose, and throat doctor and found out what I had. And anyway, because of this, I wasn't able to record the song in 2019. And then you know what happened in 2020, everything shut down. And so it kind of postponed doing any recording whatsoever in 2020. In 2021, on my birthday in February, I went roller skating with my family, and I'm a good skater, but there was a boy who was doing some tricks from behind me that I could not see. And he took me out, like he kicked my feet out from under me. And I flew up in the air and landed on my bottom and my hands. And I broke both of my arms and my back.
Right. Okay.
So I spent a week in the hospital and 4 months in bed and about a year of doing physical therapy. And so that was a really, needless to say, very, very difficult time for me. And I sank into a very deep depression. And I spent most of 2022 coming out of that depression, trying to get myself back together again, emotionally and physically and in every way, just trying to come out of these depths of depression that I had gone into with all of this suffering. Then in 2023, I was like, this is the year I'm going to write music. I'm going to record the Silent Night, O Holy Night. I'm going to do this. And so it was about summertime when I had called the guys that I worked with on Songs of Everlasting Joy, my arranger and the engineer. And I said, okay, guys, I'm going to record this song for sure. It's happening this year for sure. So I started working on Silent Night, O Holy Night and going into the studio and recording that. And I had told the guys while I was there, I was like, I've got this other song that's been on my heart for so long. And it's this song about Santa and Jesus. And I really, really want to do this song, but I probably won't do it this year. We'll probably do it next year. Literally a week later, I wake up in the middle of the night and the lyrics and the music, everything's just flooding in my mind. And I just get out of bed and come into my piano room, into this room, and I started just writing everything down. I wrote all through the night lyrics. And then that morning, the music came to me. And anyway, long story short, I call the guys back and I'm like, hey, remember that song I was just telling you about? Well, can I come into the studio and lay the piano down for it? I've got it. It's ready to go. We're going to record it. So that song, we started working on that one, Silent Night, O Holy Night. So both Christmas songs were in the works. And then in August, I had a bulging disc. And it was the most excruciating pain, worse than even when I had broken my back. It was horrible. I spent 12 days on the floor, crawling to the bathroom. I was in so much pain. And I literally was just praying to die. Just the agony was just, so horrible. And anyway, I ended up getting better. I went to a chiropractor who gave me an injection of, what was it? Oh, shoot. I can't think of the word. He gave me this injection in my back and it just took it away. And I started to recover. And I was wearing this brace and I started walking again and very slowly and very painfully, just trying to get myself back. And I remember this one day that I was walking around out up and around a mall. And I remember trying to find a song that I could sing that expressed my feelings. And so I was kind of pulling melody and lyrics from different songs that I know, popular songs. And no song communicated what I was feeling. And I remember coming home and just sitting at the piano in tears and just writing all these lyrics down and anyway, coming up with this other song, which is the one that I just released here on Easter called Where Are You, God? And that one was even more, the experience of writing that song was, it felt less me and more God. It just felt like the song was downloaded to me, and I just love it. I love that song so much because it said everything that I felt and everything I wanted to say in that time. But anyway, so that's the story, short and sweet version of the three songs that I've
Yeah.
recently released.
Well, brilliant. Thanks very much for going from the timeline from 2010 to now. It seems like you've had to face a lot of adversity to get to where you are now. And it seems like faith has played a big part in your life with your passion with music as well. And you mentioned Where You Go. That has a beautiful solo piano in it as well.
And Where Are You, God?
Yeah, where are you, God? Yes.
Yes, yes, thank you. Yeah, I play piano. I've played piano my whole life, and my father was a pianist, and I taught piano all through my teenage years up until I started having children. So, piano's been a big part of my life. So yeah, so all of my arrangements, I play and sing as well, and everyone in all of my albums and all of my songs.
Yeah. That's brilliant. Just two more questions to go. Time just goes so quickly, but we've got time for two questions. Got a single. It's doing really well on the Spotify listening numbers, the streaming platforms. I think it's hit like 135K, 135,000. And the song, if my pronunciation's right, you probably correct me on this, is Yo So Que Vivi Mi Senor.
Yeah, so that one seems to be so my album Songs of Everlasting Joy seems to be very popular in South America and Central America. And so yeah, yo sé que vive mi Señor. I know that my Redeemer lives.
Sure, sure. And what do you enjoy about singing it in multiple languages?
So I enjoy it because my mother's Venezuelan, my father's Ukrainian. And so in my home, my first language was Spanish. So I learned to speak English by watching television and playing with the neighborhood kids. And my father spoke Russian as well, obviously. And I learned very, very primary level Russian. I'm not super fluent like I am in Spanish. I'm completely fluent in Spanish. But what I love about it is just connecting my family, connecting so that all of my family, both uh, sides, can hear my music in their languages. So I just feel grateful to know what I know in those languages and be fluent in Spanish and be able to sing in those languages as well, not
Hmm.
just in.
It's a very beautiful quality and a gift to have that talent to sing in trilingual languages.
Thank you. Thank you. I do. I feel very blessed.
That's wonderful. Also, people who've listened to your music also like to listen to Cherie, Alex Malesio, and Angelina Wrigley. Any of them artists familiar with you at all?
Not familiar with them, I'm sorry to say.
That's fine. And what types of music do you like listening to in your spare time?
Oh my goodness. I love Coldplay. Coldplay is my favorite band, and U2. I love those bands a lot. Um, and I love everything from classical music. I love listening to Bach very much so. And I love hip hop and contemporary and pop music. I almost like I love just about everything. There's a few things I don't like, but I do love good music,
Mm,
meaning that it's musical and it's intelligent and creative and quality music.
mm. Some good music variety then. Brilliant. Well, thanks very much for joining me today, Lara. It's been wonderful just to find out a bit more about yourself. and your inspirations and what you've been through, like to get to where you are now. Hopefully, everything's going well for you, your health and your music. You're in a good place right now.
I am. Thank you so much.
That's wonderful to hear. LARA Johnson joining me on today's show. Thanks for your contribution on today's show, Danison syndicated and radio show podcasts here in the UK.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I'm really grateful and um, look forward to speaking with you
Yeah,
again sometime.
yeah, you're most welcome.